Hello and welcome. This is going to be my starting 11 prediction for the upcoming game against Italy for Sweden in the Women's World Cup qualifier. So give me your thoughts below, but I'm going to just go through who I think will be starting, and yeah, the decisions behind it. And then again, half kind of my team, half a prediction kind of. We'll just see how it goes. Thank you for the support on the other videos. The comments are much appreciated. But yeah, let's get straight into it. Obviously, Tony Gustavsson's first World Cup qualifying matches. This is going to be tough. This is going to be a proper test now because we obviously had the first few games in the Nations League, which didn't really feel like a proper test, or they were a proper test because they were really hard. But Tony was kind of saying how, we're just building, we're blooding players, and now he's in a tough situation because, of course, there's issues in defence. But obviously, I'm going to go with Jennifer Falcon goal. I think he will obviously go for that. She's done really well at Liverpool. I really wanted her to get that WSL move, so I'm actually really happy for her. And she's already come in and looking like one of the better keepers in the league. So yeah, I really don't think she gets enough plaudits for how good she is. I mean, she was brilliant in the Euros. Maybe slightly dropped off in the autumn. A few mistakes. I mean, that Spain game, no one played that well in that first Spain game. Was it 4-0? I've completely forgotten if it was 3 or 4-0. I think it was 4-0. It was pretty bad, wasn't it? So I think it was 4-0. But yeah, so the back four, issues at the back four. He called up Rolfer as a left back. He said she might play there. He says she's also fit. I think it will be Amanda Nilden as a left back. I think she's a solid, good left back, likes to get forward, and I think that's fair enough. For her to start, I think she's been playing all right. I think she gets caught out sometimes defensively, but she has got that experience. She's going to be the oldest player in the back line by, honestly, quite a far way, which says a lot. But yeah, for me, she's a start. The centre-backs is an interesting one. I mean, Sophia Reedy's been playing. She plays full-back. She's a bit of a kind of utility player. I mean, so really the only two out-and-out centre-backs we have is Nell Hager and Anderson. So obviously Anderson's 0 caps, Nell Hager 4, all in the autumn. I would go for these two. I'd go Anderson and Nell Hager because they're your two they're your two centre backs. And look, if you want to play someone else centre back, you should call someone else up, Tony. But I mean, I've made that clear. I've talked a lot about this issue. If you want to hear more of my talking point on the centre back issues, you can watch. I've made 2 videos. I mean, the last one's probably more important because it's after the squad was released. But yeah, so I was speaking to some people on Twitter as well, and talking about, and I think some people are thinking that Lundqvist. I mean, like I said, I've seen predictions on websites talking about Hannah Lundqvist and how she might start alongside Nell Hager, because obviously this is a really important game against a tough Italy side, and Anderson's not played anything at international level. Obviously Bella Anderson. So it's a difficulty. It's about weighing up whether you'd be more comfortable with a centre back that's not played at all internationally, or whether you'd be more comfortable with a relatively young but more experienced right back playing centre back. For you, like that's what he's got to weigh up. Really, that's his options here. He also spoke about how Hannah Vik can play, but I mean, she's had just 1 cap, and that was a few years ago. So I'd be shocked if she plays out of position. So really, it's probably between Lundqvist and Anderson. I really, like I said, from talking with other people, I think people are thinking that maybe who's going to play Lundqvist. For now, I'm going to go with Anderson and Nell Hager, and I'll put Nell Hager on the right. They're both left-footed, which again might be a bit of an issue. And I drop Smiller. I wouldn't play Hannah Vik. I wouldn't play Sophia Reedy. And I put Hannah Lundqvist because then more experience as well, and more defensively solid. I think that is probably the best back four we can put out. But I also completely get he seems to really like Holmberg. Holmberg's a quality player. She's obviously got so much to offer going forward. But with this kind of inexperienced centre backs, I would definitely go Hannah Lundqvist. So yeah, give me your thoughts because it's a difficult one. It's a difficult one, Matt, and I would be okay. I think Lundqvist probably could do a job at centre back. You could also do kind of a back three, and then Smilla Holmberg. I mean, Tony talks all the time in his press conferences about how certain players can play in a back three and they can play at wing back, and I don't know if we'll ever see it because he seems to value the ability to do that, but we haven't seen it yet. Obviously, he only had 4 games, so I'm not going to complain, but that's an option. That's an option as well, to maybe ease the pressure on some of them by playing 3. But then again, you play 3 centre backs when you have no centre backs. So, I think in midfield it's pretty simple. I would go Zagotti, Olmo, and Angeldal. It's nice to see Benison back in the squad, but I don't think she'll come straight back into start or anything. Might get a go against Serbia. Is the game after this. Angeldal, I really hope she has a good game because I'm worried about her. Not that she's a quality player, but I'm worried about if Tony's going to get as. I don't think he's going to get. I think it'll be hard to get as much out of her as Gerhardsson did, but it's about. I want to see him get more out of her than he did in the autumn because she just didn't really look the same, and I don't think she's had that good of a season at Real Madrid. So let's see. I mean, Ritten Canarid definitely starting. I mean, there's no doubt there. We don't really have anyone else there anyway, unless you play someone you can play other players on the right, cutting inside, but she's definitely going to play. I think the interesting thing, we've got lots of options here now in these advanced positions. I think those 3 I just mentioned very, very straightforward. I think you got again, I was speaking to someone on Twitter, wrong, I think their name is, and they were saying how Tony's not really kept Aslani, Rolfer kind of on the pitch at the same time. You can say the same about Blackstenius. Apart from the first game, he did go Aslani, Rolfer on the left, and Steiner up top. He's not done that again, and I don't think he'll go for that in this game because you could do that if we kind of get rid of these players over here for a second. You could kind of play that formation, this front 6 that Gerhardsson was playing quite a lot, very experienced. If you're worried about kind of an inexperienced team, you've got a very experienced team here, but I don't think he'll do it because I think it's also important to play some of these younger players. Not necessarily play them for the sake of playing young players, but that you've got lots of qualities here and you want to merge these players in. And it's about which one of these experienced players you drop out. I wouldn't drop out Aslani because she is the captain and still playing well and very important to this team. So that leaves... You can play Kafaji on the left as well, by the way, because I was really thinking about this, playing her maybe, because she's been playing there for Brighton. But I think the thing about playing Kafaji on the left is it means you have no one to directly come on for Aslani, and I don't think Aslani's going to be playing 90 minutes. So I think that means if you're going to start Aslani, Kafaji will be on the bench. But I'll leave her there just for now. And then you got your strikers. Thank you for the person who corrected me in the comments about EJ as well, saying that she moved. I completely missed that she moved to the US. I completely, or maybe I saw it and just completely forgot. But thank you, because I was complaining. I was like, why is she not playing for Milan? It makes sense. Thanks now. So I appreciate that comment. So on the left, like I said, then again, are you gonna? I don't think he's gonna go for Rolfer. I just have that feeling he won't go for Rolfer. I think it's also about the way you want to play. I think what we've seen a bit from Tony is that he likes, or what we've also seen from him in the past, he likes transitions. He likes kind of counter-attacking in a way, and he likes that pace. And I think he really does value that in UC Bar. And I would play any of the other 3 is what I would do. I would have, if we just move UC Bar over there for a second, I would happily play any of these players here. And again, any of these strikers for now. And what I would do in build-up, I don't think he will do this. We saw this a lot from Gerhardsson over the years, kind of changed in different ways, but would be then you allow Amanda Nilsson to get really high and be that width. Because these kind of players here, Vinberg, Rolfer and Kafaji, all probably better in these spaces. Same with Vinberg, definitely Kafaji. And I think then you can build up in this kind of way where Lundqvist is then that kind of slightly more defensive, kind of back three. Conrad loves to hold the touch, hold the width as well. And I think this kind of formation in build up suits the team, suits Nilden as well, because I think Nilden, I think she's got a nice cross on her. I think, like I said, she's got some nice movement in attack. I don't think her build up necessarily from deep positions when she's trying to work her way out from a press is that good, and that's why I actually think she's more effective just getting her up that pitch and being that attacking wide player. So that's what I would go for. I don't think Tony will go for that because I don't think this is kind of Tony's model, which is a shame because I think it suits our players. I mean, it's interesting because, like I said, Hudson was kind of playing a system like this for a while. I don't think this suits our players. I mean, I do think it suits our players, and because I mean, it probably doesn't suit Smiller, but Smiller Holmberg can come in here where Conrad is playing. It suits someone like Anna Sandberg. It suits all of these players, these kind of like left forwards that kind of like to sit narrowly. And, you know, you could put Yonogi in that category. You can put Kapox in that category as well. With Islani, you could play, you know, Kafaji, and you can have all these different kind of tens. I think this kind of formation actually suits us. And you could play this more as just like a base of a back three anyway, you know, with Bjorn over here and like a proper right back over here to rotate with Conrad, or Alice Bergstrom as well, another right winger that likes to hold the width over there. So I think this suits our players, this kind of setup, but I don't think he's going to do it because I think it requires you to be a bit more possession orientated, and I don't think he's not going to, well, obviously going to play with the ball, but I just think I think from the moments we've seen, especially against Spain, and I guess it was against Spain, so this is a really interesting few games to see how Tony actually really wants to play. It's turned into a bit more of a I was planning on just doing a little thing anyway. So if we're going to look at the way Tony's going to play, I think Vinberg it's too early to start, simply because I think she's playing well this season. I know she's been in the team she made her debut a while ago. Was it 22 or 23? I can't remember. But she's been in the team a while ago. I think she's improving her output at Tottenham. She got a goal for against London City on the weekend. She got a goal against West Ham. She's starting to get a bit more courageous with her play, but still probably not enough for me to be that kind of important player for us. So I wouldn't play her. And like I said, Kafaji, I think you need on the bench because Aslani's not going to play the 90 minutes. Or, you know, you start her, but either way, I don't think she can really play on the left. Therefore, and I want Stina, if she's fit, I want her to start over Skroda. So for me, then that makes the decision that then you don't play Rolfer because I don't think he's going to play all these experienced players all at once. So therefore, you play Yusu Bar. And I think he might do that. I think he might play this team. Like I said, the Lundqvist situation, he might not. He might play Lundqvist here and Smilla Holmberg at right back. It could be either. But I think he might play this back four. I think he'll definitely play that too. I think he'll definitely play Conrad there, Aslani there. I think he'll play Yusubar and Blackstenius, or he might do Rolfer on the left and do Skroda up top. I would be happy to see Evelyn EJ. I would be. I think Blomqvist has also been doing well, but I feel bad for Blomqvist. I mentioned this in the last video, but I just don't know if she's really going to be used as that starting striker. But yeah, that is what I predict. If I was quickly to tell you what I would do, I would play any of the other wingers I mentioned, nothing against UC Bar, and play in that kind of way, which I kind of mentioned before, a bit more asymmetrical with these kind of players, but yeah, like a different player there for UC Bar. But yeah, so that's kind of my prediction. I don't know, this video I kind of waffled and kind of done a bit of both. Maybe in the future I'll get these videos a bit more down to being either what I want or the prediction. But yeah, just some interesting talking points about, I guess, the way we might play or the way we're going to set up, because he's got difficult decisions. He's got difficult decisions in defence, and then on the left and up top, because he's got loads of options on the left wing and up top, and he's got no options in defence, because he could play Rogfa at left back. I mean, he could play completely different back line. I mean, he can't really play a completely different back line, but he could play somewhat of a different back line. But yeah, give me your thoughts below. Maybe give me your thought. Your starting 11s below, and I'll see you after the game.